What is awakening? And by awakening, I don't mean waking up from the sleep, but waking up from sleep to the consciousness, or waking up from ego. I will discuss this from Rumi and Eckhart Tolle perspectives. And first, I read few of the Rumi's verses, followed by interpretation and also saying what Eckhart Tolle say about them. In the first verse, Rumi says, نزد موسی نام چوبش بود عصا، نزد خالق بود نامش اژدها. Which means that in the eyes of Moses, the name of its rod was a stick, but with the divine, the name of the stick was a dragon. So he's talking about the story of the Moses when he had the stick and then it turned to the dragon. And similar to that, we also in our lives see things in a superficial level and don't see really beneath the surface. And one of the sign of awakening is that we start seeing the deeper meaning in things. People who want to spiritually be awakened, sometimes they have this challenge of thinking that we are just humans and we don't have really a high power. We cannot make a big difference. And it is because they look at the surface level things. They see themselves as just the humans amongst billions with a huge, for example, size for the universe, and they think that their impact can be very limited and small. And that is because they are looking at a surface level of interpretation of who they are. But when they realize that deep down they are consciousness, and their consciousness is the same as everybody else, and the consciousness that they are a part of is important, because any change that happens even to themselves in terms of removing ego and becoming more centered and becoming more conscious is going to affect the whole universe in a positive way. If they realize that, then it would be very powerful. So a part of the awakening is to realizing that we are not just human, but we are in a sense a lot deeper. And Eckhart Tolle also talks about that and saying that me, you, and the whole universe is the same. And we are also a part of the consciousness. And Eckhart Tolle says that knowing that would really help us to be able to be impactful, because any form of consciousness that we bring to this universe is going to be very powerful and eventually is going to help the world to become more conscious. And it could be something really simple at, for example, smiling at the delivery boy who brings, like for example, your Uber. Just making an eye contact and smiling at them can bring consciousness to them if they are very much in their head. And yeah, so the small things matters. A part of awakening is to realizing our power. In the next verse, Rumi says, اسم هر چیزی بر ما ظاهرش، اسم هر چیزی بر خالق سرش. Which means that with us, the name of everything is its outward. But with the divine, the name of everything is its inward. It reminds me of the story of the crackpot that was owned by a farmer. So a farmer had two pots. One of them was in a perfect shape, could hold the water fully and could water the farm with it. And the other one had a crack in it. And because of the crack, it couldn't hold the entire water in it, and usually had water at the half level. So in a surface level, the pot with the crack felt inferior, because felt as compared to the other pot, it cannot really help the farmer as much. But because of the crack, the pot started to grow the flower from the crack spot, and it made it really beautiful. And not only it was like helping the farmer to water the farm even at half level, but also brought a beauty to it, which resulted in farmer also being enjoying looking at the pot with the crack, which became his favorite pot. So sometimes we look at imperfections in ourselves and think that this is our destiny, and these imperfections are problems. So a part of awakening is realizing that anything that we feel in surface are problems are actually ways that we can grow from. In the next verse, Rumi says, چون قضا آید شود دانش به خواب مه سیه گردد بگیرد آفتاب. Which means when the divine destiny comes, knowledge falls asleep, the moon turns black and the sun is veiled. Sometimes the divine destiny wants things really turn to black for us. And this is when we really go to very deep challenges in our lives. And that is sometimes actually the best lessons and the best opportunities for spiritual growth is laid for us when we are in the darkest part of our lives. It's good to always know it. And a part of awakening is knowing that when we go through this really deep challenge, the best opportunity for us is to wake up or to be awakened. And Eckhart Tolle says that actually he got awakened when he realized that he cannot take it anymore. And by not being able to take it anymore was not being able to take the ego, like taking over his mind and him following it. And it was very painful. And at one point he said, who am I? And that was when he was awakened. And Rumi also says similar thing, that when we are, the divine destiny wants really things to look dark for us, we have the best opportunity to grow. So this is from a spiritual perspective, but also we can see that from, for example, financial perspective. That can be the case. A lot of times people went through huge financial challenges to find out that that challenge actually was a start of the growth of their business. And it reminds me of, for example, a company named like Tesla, which is owned by Elon Musk, at one point was going to the bankruptcy, and also SpaceX was going to be completely destroyed. But then at some point people bought the share, and also the government funded the SpaceX, and then it grew. So not only spiritually, but also financially, in all aspects of life, sometimes the darkest times are the times that we have the highest opportunity. And a part of awakening is to recognize that. Because when you even are awakened from like egoistic point of view, you will of course face challenges and darkness in our lives. And it's good to know that if you are awakened, knowing that this challenge is actually an opportunity for you to be even more awakened. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video to support it. And I look forward to speaking to you in the next episode, which I will be talking also about awakening, and it would be the second episode after this.